Say invented without the N. I vented?
So I just finished the Amazing Digital Circus. The Amazing Digital Circus. You know what I think about it? Pretty good. No, no, that isn't why I'm doing this video. So there's been speculations going around with Jax, right? Of what is he? Like, what is his tragic story behind like the quick little like what do you call it, horror scene, traumatic scene? It's something that relates to Jack's like backstory, mental status, all that jazz, right? It has something to do with his inner demons, his biggest fear, right? So a lot of people said that Jax could be trans, and the reason why he's covering himself is because that people didn't accept for who he was, so they made him as like a joke. So that's how he is. That's why he acts like this in the digital world, to hide um that's his identity, his persona, to hide his true self and to become the new him. So I always think that it's kind of like out of nowhere. I still do. Like, even though I can see there is moments, but it just feels like random to me that if he is compared to Zubul, was like, okay, it's obvious that Zubul is right, but compared to like, I don't know, it feels like it. If Jax is also trans, wouldn't that mean like there'll be like a lot of implication, not just implications, have some like Jax and Zubul's like dynamic will be more like, I don't know, kind of shows that. I don't know. It just, the whole time it's like um the only thing I can think of is like the, if they're going for like a relationship between like Ben and Gwen from Ben 10, right? That they're like really like fucking shitty to each other, but really deep down they care for each other. If that's the angle they're aiming for, then But I think what I thought, what could be what Jack's whole fear, inner demon, what he is in real life. I imagine him. Oh, first of all, I was gonna say femboy, but then I think about it. It's like, I don't think femboy works, but because like, well, because in the show, right, he's always like pictured himself and acts like the masculine man. Like he's always like acts so like masculine alpha, that type of like vibe that he doesn't give a shit, doesn't fear. Like he's the big dog. He's the big man of uh in this world. And that's what he believes he is. So I guess the femboy can play into it if he was like very like a feminine man who people just like shits on because they can't take him seriously, becomes the masculine man. Um, in this like digital world, digital, yeah. Um, then I guess it can work. It makes sense in sort of way. But the more I think about it, it's like, this also is just kind of it's that's I think it's more random than trans, because I think trans can fit in a little bit more better than the femboy take. No, me personally, I have two ideas where this he could have been in real life. Is that um, I think this is kind of like the femboy thing, that like people like thinks he's gay, but he isn't. Because I know just there's a bunch of stories where like people who are like look and act they can look off as gay, but they're not gay. And so maybe I'm pretty sure that's not what just, the showrunner is gonna convey here, which most likely I'm pretty sure it's not. But to me, like it could, like I'm just pointing out like examples. Like people just gonna I'm just pointing out examples like what I think these are the different possibilities that Jax could have been, and I'm saying that in real life, school, whatever, college, right, workplace, Jax is, like has hates himself because for what he is, how he appears, and what he acts. That makes people like sees him as like wimpy, like unreliable joke. Like he can't be taken seriously, right? Or because like because people can't take him seriously for be acting gay, but he's not gay deep down, and that's where he has this like inner demon monologue thing of like him need to become a bigger man, need to be this, and this is the dream he wanted. This is what he wanted in the digital circus, the amazing digital circus. My God, the amazing digital circus that he gets what he wants, and that's why he doesn't want to leave because of that. And there's no, if not that, there's another example I got that he is the class clown. People can take him seriously, and that's why he became who he is today, which is like the Joker type of archetype. Um, People can't take him seriously. Like he's weak, he's pathetic. Um, no one cares about him. He's a joke. Um, then appreciating him as the class clown than a punchline, because that's what people see him as. He's just pathetic and wimpy and weak and all that. Um, and that's why that he just becomes more of an ass hat because of like all the niceness and the heart he gives out to people, and it doesn't get it back. He gives his art gives his heart to people, but doesn't get it back. Makes him who he is in the circus, and that's why I also believe that could be a possibility that could lead to Jax is as a person deep down inside. And there's another one I got. But it could be fall in the same category, honestly. As the rest, those are my four examples that this could have go for Jax. Yeah. It's just only those four that is like the main thing that could connect to Jax as a character more so than others as a whole. But I'm pretty sure they all can fit well either or. But which one's the canonically canon? Which one's the canon path? I do, to me deep down I still don't see. I do like a little bit now after like hearing people's takes and trends and oh Jackson's trends. I a little bit sure, but I don't buy into it yet because it's the final episode and I still need to get more information, need more evidence to be like, okay, I guess this makes sense. These trends, right? Right. And all he did was like, just cover himself because of his appearance. Not just his appearance. He's embarrassed of himself. Is what makes him what what I think. Sorry, what I think that is why he's embarrassed to show his because people are ripping his skin. Um, sorry, it shows the people are getting under his skin, and when they peel his skin off, and he's embarrassed by showing that. A lot of things could go around it. It could be because like he's embarrassed of himself because he's a joke. No one can like he's like a nobody. No one gives a shit about him, right? Back to the trans thing, all because like uh he's this and isn't this, and people uh sees him, but like hold on, because I'm thinking about like the school situation. If we talk about like grown up public shit, like Jackson as an adult, and people are laughing, but I don't even see. That's the thing, and like it wouldn't make sense if people are laughing at Jax for being trans. It makes no sense to me because who realistically, because they'll be disgusted, confused, mad. I can see that, but I don't see them being laughing at him for being trans. Because the only thing I can think of is like he's like a trans kid, which I have a whole opinion about, right? I still don't feel like that. It just makes no sense to me. I understand Zubal's situation. That makes more sense, and I can buy her as trans, and I'm okay with that. Jax, it's just like I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I keep saying that because I just don't see it. A little bit, but not a lot. That's just that. So that's why I'm going through like the three things that could be the better possibilities that I think fits more, um, in my opinion. The femboy thing, him being a joke, or him being people think that he's feminine but he's not. These three can work, and I'm still like I'm not 100% sure if if Gooseworks is gonna choose any of them. I'm pretty sure one of them for sure, but I don't know which one's the more likely she's gonna pick. I know it's not. Maybe it's not. I know two she's not gonna pick unless I'm wrong. I know there's two. I might. I just maybe I just don't know her enough. So I Gooseworks enough. So I can't really tell you that like oh this is covered like I don't know the person. So I'm just guessing. So there's just that on the table. So it was just like my opinion of like how Jax could be portrayed. I still, I you know, if when the final episode comes out and he actually confirms and appeared as trans, then hey, I guess I'm wrong. I was gonna say it out loud. I was just gonna make a video about it, but I'd definitely be surprised if it is, but also not, at the same time not really. But I just don't buy into the trans thing on Jax is my big thing because I'm looking at like the evidence and the foreshadowing to what they put into the for 8 episodes, the 8 episodes, right? Um, it just made like I can remember like the whole like one through 5 that he was mostly just like being a jackass, right? That's what Jax is. That's what he want to be. That's what he's acts to be because that's what he believes the world is a fictional world as a dream. He could do whatever the hell he wants because it's a cartoon world logic. So it didn't we till we get like the um Jack's still coming out how he feel it's mostly like I'm more concerned of him with sorry more aware of his relationship with the frog is where I tend to focus more on that than his because he does of course he doesn't want to show his inner demons so which makes sense but I mostly just like want to know his relationship and what how it went with him and the frog was a girl guy or whatever some frog person so that's like the one thing that I want to know more on Jax is that than anything else and of course like what his inner demon is but I always remember like everyone is like just want to know and questioning what's with the him and the frog and what happened and all that so like uh Froakie it's not Froakie Croaky whatever sorry I don't know I'm trying to process and remember I don't know I'm thinking
I don't
of
know.
what I wanted to say, but I don't want to like lose too much time. yeah, like other than that, and also like the maid,
All right,
Jack's
it's
wearing
fine. I
like
was just gonna. It
the
was,
maid dress,
it's not
the
that.
maid outfit.
It's not that important. It's fine.
He feels demasculine. Jesus Christ, demasculine about wearing a dress, and it
There's a lot
makes
of
him so
things that
pissed off and all that, which also like brings like the whole femboy aspect that he doesn't
I always think
or
that like
him
different
doesn't like to be
possibilities
known
that
as
would have gone
feminine, or
wrong,
I don't know. Like this, it could go either way with Jax. To
and
be
like me
honest,
like surviving
we
it
just know that he's
compared
pissed
to
and
other
wearing a
people who
matrix. It could be
didn't
a
get that
fucking like
chance.
a
It's
straight
still
guy
like
thing. That some like guys just
I don't know,
fucking
bothers
can't
me.
stand wearing like a dress.
Um,
And no, but if he
and
was
there's a lot of things
trans,
that you can't control
um,
because that's just how it is. That's just how
as in
life
like he
goes.
was
Fate
born as a
decides.
girl and and transitioned to
It's
a
just
man, right?
really uneasy to take in
But
and
it's the
all.
voice because
All right,
Zubo's
whatever. All I really want to say is
voiceover,
that
voice acting, right?
I'm
I can
back.
see like the
I'm back to
Zubul
doing more
is
stuff, more
like,
videos for the channel. Um,
like as a like I can see
and
the trans
also a
character
big
in the voice.
PSA of
For
like
Jax,
don't like always look like left and right before
it's
you
like
cross the road
it's like
because that would have been your
the voice
last.
actor is doing his like
If
normal
that
routine
could have been
for
your last breath
with his
walking
voice,
on this
but
very
with like
earth,
a
you
little
don't
of
like
like
pay attention on the road.
sass,
So that's something
Jax
to like
tone
always
to it,
remember to like even
more
like
relaxed and
you
snazzy,
think you're
snizzly.
fine, just at least just while you're
So
crossing the road,
and
or
just
just wait a
his
little bit
voice
like
alone just
left and
still
right
doesn't
before
give me
you
that
actually
like
cross the road because you never know what will happen to
vibe.
you.
But
So
again, I could be wrong,
just a
but
little
it's
heads
just
up if
I'm just trying to
you
look
know,
at like there's any actual like
case in point,
hardcore hints
have it to
that's like,
me.
oh, am I
So
just
I
missing
want to
it?
have it to you.
And
So just
I
always like
literally
pay
look
attention on
back
the road
many of the episodes and I just
of all time, night or day.
it could be hinted. I can
Um,
see it
that's all I
I
want to
can see the
say.
hints,
My,
but I just don't
if you
see
guys
it
want to
clicking.
like
That's just
at
how
least support
I
my
can't really just
Kickstarter. I did a crowdfunding. There's a link should be
see
below.
how everyone else
A
sees
link
it.
should be
You know what
below
I
to
mean?
see
But that's just my take. So
my
yeah,
campaign.
I think that's all I want to
So that's all I
say.
want to say.
Um,
So thank you for
anyone
listening.
else in that
Um, well, I'll be making in the next video
the inner
soon.
demons from
So
what
look out
Kane,
for that.
put the
Be
characters
grateful for
went
what you
through the
have.
Palmy with the gummy goo,
Stay
right?
happy.
There
Bye.
was mostly gummy goo that she has like that she couldn't be friends with, and she'd been traumatized by seeing the AI of gummy goo disappeared, and now him being like an alligator eating her up is like, I don't know if that's her biggest fear or demon. I don't know what I don't know, but I know like the and I forgot her name. For Zubo, their body parts of being like um schizo about like not finding the right piece for her body. Gangle never like always like stresses about like not becoming a better artist and hates every work she hasn't made because it's not good enough from art school, and she gets like run over, what, get hit by a truck, or she wants to commit Sudoku. That's what the truck is metaphorically is about? Question mark. I think I don't know. That's my guess. And I think about Amanda's. Is that Amanda? I don't feel like Amanda's her name. Ragatha. Thank you, Amanda. Ragatha. Um, is mostly I think it's like showing like the shadows, like her mom like throwing like kitchen knives at her eye, because her eye is like with like a busted belly button, not belly button. Has like a button on her eye. So I'm just guessing that like her mom like throw a knife at her face and it cuts her eye, because I think that has something to do with like symbolically with that, and like her like throwing like knives at like the kitchen table, not being good enough for her or being what she want her to be, or want to not being what her mom wants her to be. So if I'm remembering the backstory right, that her backstory is like her mom tells her to do this and that, but like it was never gonna make her happy because she's always like unhappy whenever she does anything for her or trying to impress her, but she never cares. I don't know. Uh, yeah, but those are my takes, and of course Kinger is the programmer, so we don't just know him as that. I don't know. Before I end the video, I just want to give a quick like hint or theory about Kane that since he says he's the original, you know, AI for the circus, right? And the whole thing with like the dots, the blue and the red. People said like the Kane is blue and Bubbles is red, but it doesn't make sense if Kane says he's the original. So, but then like he's the lesser of the two. Uh, I just think like Bubble is like the messenger, but I don't think Bubble is like the AI program. Unless it could be, I could be wrong on that. We could all be wrong about Bubbles. The Bubbles is just like the annoying character. But he was the one that's speaking like spitting facts towards like Kane. Is why I'm like, is he like hiding his like purpose, his true intent, or is he actually just Bubbles, or is there something behind Bubbles? You know what I mean? So I was either lesser than the two of the two. Um, Kane could be blue, but got corrupted by the red, or Kane is actually the red dots corrupting the blue. But who's the blue? We don't know. If it was because it wouldn't make sense if both of them are Kane. So Kane has to be the one, and the other we haven't met yet, or is Bubbles. But again, we're just like it's all like up in the air about who's who, and the guy who like was a troll, like Adele, like like the mannequin guy, right? I don't think this guy, unless yeah, I don't think he's anything relevant other than like just some like I'm pretty sure he's like a programmer, but he's no one that's special. So yeah, but I think those are just my take on the amazing digital circus before it ends. So enjoy it where it lasts. I hope I'm having a blast. I'm happy that where it is now, the progression it made, and I'm happy how it went so far. And I'm happy. I can't wait for it to like finish off uh, the series. I'm pretty sure, right? I was about to say season, but I think it's literally the end of the series. So yeah, I'm happy how it turns out. Like I can't wait how it ends, and we just see how it goes. So thank you for listening, and that's just my take, my video. This is my opinion. All right. So yeah.